Did everyone else just check their 401k and have a minor heart attack? Or is that just me? Because let's be real, your portfolio probably looks like a crime scene right now. I'm talking about that feeling, that little pit in your stomach when you open the app, you see all that red, and you immediately close it and pretend you saw nothing. Yeah, that feeling. We just witnessed the single ugliest day on Wall Street since the 2022 meltdown. The tech bubble that everyone swore wasn't a bubble is officially hissing like a popped tire, and it feels like the entire economy is being held together with duct tape and a prayer. This isn't a drill. This isn't just another red day where you buy the dip and everything's green by lunch. This is different. We've got a perfect storm brewing, a genuine triple threat that could derail everything. We have a confused Federal Reserve that seems to be one step behind, a massive $40 trillion commercial real estate reset that's not a what if anymore, it's a right now, and a brand new warning from OPEC that could send the price of gas right back over $5 a gallon nationwide. If you make the wrong move in the next 60 days, if you panic, if you listen to the wrong people, it could cost you everything. But if you stick with me for just the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why this is happening, what the smart money is really doing behind the scenes while they tell you to stay calm, and how you can use this chaos, this fear, to actually come out way ahead. But first, before we get into the strategy, do me one quick favor. If you appreciate me breaking this down without all the panic and the world is ending clickbait, please just gently tap that like button. Just give it a little boop. It tells the YouTube algorithm that we're not losing our minds over here, that we're being rational, and it helps the channel a ton. Seriously, it's free. It takes you 1 second, and it makes my entire day. Just give it a quick click. Thank you. All right, let's rip the Band-Aid off. What the hell just happened? Why did everything fall off a cliff? It's not one thing, it's a trick. That's when prices for your groceries, your rent, your car insurance, and your gas keep going up, but the economy and the job market go down. It's the worst of all worlds. It's like paying more for a car that's actively breaking down while you're driving it. Your paycheck feels like monopoly money, and at the same time, your friends are getting laid off. The market hates this uncertainty, and Wall Street just threw a 2-year-old's tantrum. Second, the $40 trillion elephant in the room. I've been talking about this, but now it's here. You know all those giant, empty office buildings in downtown New York, Chicago, San Francisco, Austin, basically every major US city? Well, they have mortgages, trillions of dollars in mortgages. And they all need to be refinanced in the next 12 to 18 months. The problem? They were financed when rates were near zero, and now rates are high. And on top of that, the buildings are empty. They're not making any money. So guess what? It ain't gonna happen. They can't refinance. We're looking at a wave of defaults from banks. And I'm not talking about the big guys like Chase or Bank of America. Not yet. I'm talking about your regional banks, the local banks on the corner. They are the ones holding the bag on all this bad commercial real estate debt. This is a slow motion crash that's finally speeding up, and it's pulling the whole market down with it. Because if the banks are in trouble, everyone is in trouble. And third, while the stock market was getting a black eye, the crypto market got straight up liquidated. I'm talking billions of dollars erased, gone, vanished, in under an hour. Now why? Why so fast? One word, leverage. It's a fancy word for gambling with borrowed money, but on steroids. You had people, thousands of them, on these platforms using 100x leverage. 100 times. That means you put down $100 and you're controlling $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin moves up just 1%, you just doubled your money. You're a genius. You're on Twitter, you're posting your gains, It's like watching Jenga being played on top of a running washing machine during an earthquake. This matters to you, even if you don't own a single Satoshi of Bitcoin, because that same let's get rich quick mentality, that same insane high leverage gambling, has infected the stock market. People are leveraged to the max on tech stocks, and we just saw the first tiny domino fall. This is why I've been telling you guys for weeks that the market felt frothy. It felt wrong. It felt like 1999. Remember that? Remember pets.com? Remember when any company with a .com in its name was worth $1 billion, even if it had no profit, no plan, and no product? We're there again. But this time, it's .ai. The Buffett indicator, which Warren Buffett himself uses to see if the market is cheap or expensive by comparing the total value of the stock market to the country's GDP, was recently screaming overvalued at the top of its lungs. It was higher than the dot-com bubble. The top 10 stocks in the S&P 500, you know them, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Google, Amazon, they made up a bigger piece of the entire index than they did during the 2000 crash. It's not the S&P 500, it's the S&P 7 and their 493 little friends. We were all running on pure hopium and AI-fueled dreams, and reality, as it always does, just showed up with the bill. And you know what the worst part is? The talking heads on CNBC will roll out some expert who looks like he hasn't slept since 1987, and he'll tell you, don't panic. Everything is fine. Stay the course. While their billionaire hedge fund buddies are in the background, just slamming the sell button as fast as they can. But you're not going to do that. You're here, which means you're smarter than that. So, let's talk about the plan. Now, before I give you my exact 5-step playbook for the next 6 months, I get it. Watching your money disappear, even if it's just on paper, is stressful. It's awful. It's times like this when it's easy. Let's get to the good stuff. The part you're here for. How do you actually profit from this whole mess? Here is my 5-step plan. Number 1, breathe. Seriously. Just take a second. In, out. Panicking is a sell low strategy. It's for amateurs. It's what your cousin who got his stock tips from a TikTok dance does. You are better than that. Did you know that half of the S&P 500's strongest days, the best days in the last 20 years, happened during a bear market? Not in the calm, easy bull markets. They happened right in the middle of the chaos. Even more, if you had just missed the 10 best trading days over the last 2 decades, your long-term returns would be cut in half. Cut in half. The best days almost always come right after the worst days. Don't be the person who sells at the bottom, locks in their losses, and then misses the rocket ship back up. I remember in March 2020, I almost sold everything. I was terrified, but I held on, and it was the best decision I ever made. Number 2, make investing boring again. I mean it. If your investing is exciting, if you're checking it every 5 minutes, if you're telling your friends about your sick gains, you're gambling. You're not investing. The best, wealthiest, most successful investors on earth are boring. They buy a broad index fund like VOO, that's the S&P 500, or VTI, that's the total US stock market, and they buy it every single payday. Every 2 weeks, rain or shine. When the market is up, and especially when the market is down. It's called dollar cost averaging. It's not sexy. You won't get to brag about it at a party. And it works. Being boring is the new punk rock. It's rebellious to not gamble your future. Number 3, where's your dry powder? I've been saying this for months. Keep some cash on the sidelines. You don't go to a Black Friday sale with an empty wallet. A market crash is just the... Number 4, stop trying to time the bottom. You are not a wizard. You cannot time the bottom. Nobody can. Not Warren Buffett, not me, not the guy on TV. Here's what will happen. You'll see a 3% drop and you'll buy, thinking you're a genius. Then it'll drop 5% more. You'll buy again, but you'll be sweating. Then it'll drop another 10% until you're completely out of cash and you are convinced the world is ending. It's like trying to catch a falling knife while riding a unicycle, blindfolded. Don't do it. The real bottom happens at the moment of absolute capitulation, the day when everyone gives up, deletes their Robinhood app, and swears off stocks forever. That's the bottom, and you'll be too scared to buy then anyway. So since you can't time it, what do? You just stick to your schedule. See point number 2. And finally, number 5. Zoom out. Your 401k is not a slot machine. Your brokerage account is not for this weekend. It is a 10, 20, 30-year plan. In 2008, people thought capitalism was over. In March 2020, people thought the world was ending. And guess what? The market always comes back. Always. This volatility, this panic, this red on your screen, this is just the price of admission. It's the fee you have to pay to get wealthy in the long run. The market is testing you. It's trying to shake you out, to take your shares from you at a discount. Don't let it. Look, these next few months are probably going to be rocky. I'm not going to lie to you. We're going to see more red days. The headlines on TV and on YouTube are going to get scarier. They are designed to make you panic, to make you click, to make you sell. But you're not going to pay attention to that. You're going to stick to the plan. You're going to be disciplined. You're going to be boring. You're going to play the long game. And in 10 years, you're going to look back at this exact moment, this panic, and you're going to be so glad you bought the dip instead of